What's up, y'all? It feels like it's been a minute. It feels like it's been a long time since I've been on, and I don't know why that is. I think I just skipped a week, right? It feels like it was just a week. We got Gabe Dunben to the show. We got Braveheart, John Silva, Taylor, Evan, Kyle, Adam, Mother, Travel Mother, William Rusty. Did I ever say Andrew? Andrew. I didn't. Now I did. What up, Lynn? Anthony. I'm going to miss people. Black Pearl. Bill Collins. What up, B? Bert. How are you, sir? Hey, May. And that's it. Oh, Producer's Reef. Everybody's in the house. Everybody. What do we got? We got 30 going on. First, here's what's up. And I heard Moki talking about it today, and so I'm not stepping on his business because I think he knows that. But I'll show a picture here in a minute. My Space Invader's too big, and I'm gonna be cutting it. And when I get to 5,000 on Instagram, that'll be a gift. We'll do a giveaway. We'll do a giveaway that week when we hit, and it will be for a Space Invader. And if I happen to cut more than one, I'll have more than one to share. Is that cool? I think that works. Hope it's not toast. You smell butt. This is one of those. I'm going to show this because I think Gabe's been drinking. So I'm just going to let this one fly. I don't know what you're saying. What are you saying? What up, Luis? Hey, Matt. Oh, Christian Paul. I'm going to say that wrong. Christian? No, tell me. Spell it out phonetically. So, Space Invader that used to be Moki's that I've been growing out that I fragged a couple times. Actually, I have one of the frags back in the tank. I think y'all know that. And we'll give away 1 or 2 or 3. I don't know. We'll see how many I cut. Gabe, what's your favorite from the show? Don't say last night's party because you know y'all woke up a little slow. I've done one of those once. I'm really not a show guy. My name is Butt Jim. See, I'm lost. Calc slurry. This is not my thing. This is Luca's. Remember, I am just supporting because I think Luca's got it. I'm a calc guy. I've been a calc guy forever. Like 2015, 2013, one of them. I think that's when I bought my first 2 Little Fishies jug of calc. Dosing pumps from sea. Yeah, I saw those. They look kind of cool, and they're cute. They got little colors. Keeping it real. I like that. I got a yellow tang on the weekend from a tank shutdown. 1/3 the price, current retail price. If you can find them in Australia. That's amazing, Taylor. I bet those are difficult to find where you are. Gabe's going to buy this guy. Gabe drinks the Kool-Aid. You think he's going to buy this guy? Let's see. We'll find out. We'll know. You cut with a bandsaw, bone cutters. I cut with bone cutters, and I glue them cut side down, and I've never had a problem with that. The tissue is so fluffy, and the skeleton is not all that strong, Aaron, that you just... And they cut right through. Nice, sharp, clean, sterilized bone cutters. You got to remember that. Sterilize your bone cutters. You don't want the doctor cutting into you with dirty tools, do you? IPA it. Do something. IPA works. So does a little peroxide. Wait. Yeah, so does a little peroxide. You'd like to do both. Lynn is not going to buy any skies. I can guarantee you that. Or, I don't know local Lynn. That's what I'm saying. Bert said he smells something burning. Bert, the burning you smell. I was saying, hope it didn't smell toast. The burning you're feeling, the burning you're smelling is my marketing alarm going off. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Carlos? The sky looks good, but I'm happy with the AI and Radeons. I don't know about the sky looks good part, but I'm glad you're happy with your AI and your Radeons. Same company, but whatever. I want to see the gym sky. You know what? So do I, Adam. I'm looking forward to that mod. I think that should be, look, it's easy to do. You know what I do? I'm going to get another Viper Spectre. And I'm going to duct tape them things together and make me a super sky. Make it a blue sky. Let's get to... You know what I really want to do? There's a dude who's NDI, and he's local. So he's one of the Neptune peeps. I know I typed MDI. MSI, sorry, NSI. I know I typed MSI, because that's computer stuff. But there's this dude who's NSI. He's local, and he posted some stuff in the local group. And, oh, Carlos. And I was like, bro, nuh-uh. That's wrong. And he's like, yeah-huh. And then he's all, because Terrence said so. I just talked with Terrence, and he says so. And I'm like, dude, no. Unless Neptune posted a spectrum that is not from the sky on their sky webpage. The sky does not have UV. This dude's like, yeah-huh, Terrence said so. Fool. Carlos ain't buying that orange crap, and I know that for sure. So this video is this gentleman in his drop top fancy rolling all Tony Stark. Right? I have a Iron Man 1 is close to my heart for various reasons. And I know that's Iron Man 2, but whatever. This made me laugh because I was all, bruh, that's what Tony would do. Wait, that's the wrong way. Oh, you know what this is? That's me getting... Where they at? Oh, they're over here. This I'm still playing with, and this is fun. So that is the GHL Maxi, the defunct, the supply chain unavailable Maxi. Man, y'all chatting a lot. I'm going to have to keep up. My bad. Hey, Phil. That is the GHL Maxi motherboard, control board, board, whatever you want to call it. Driving a couple of nameless stepper motors through the app. By the way, this is the Maxi slave board, which I'm going to use as well. Pretty excited about these two. I want to play with these. They hit up GHL. I said, I want to buy some stuff. They're like, here you go. Here's an invoice. I'm like, paid. Really looking forward to that. So what I want to do is I'm going to take, and I've already talked about this, right? I'm going to take that standalone, and I'm going to shoehorn it into the DOS body. So the DOS will then become a GHL device. And then I want to use the standalone to connect up to, preferably, and I just need to find the right steppers, the bulk resupply 1.1. So I want to be able to take two bulk ref 1.1s and turn them into continuous, almost continuous duty dosers. I think that'll be fun. Let me, hold up. What y'all talking about? All you need is frosted glass, and you can make it happen. I like shimmer, and the T5 look isn't my thing. Hey, Gabe. I'm developing... What did I call it? I'm developing a shimmer device. If you want shimmer, you can add shimmer to any light. Oh, I called it something stupid, too. I don't know. I'll post about it when I get the parts. We're going to make us a little shimmerator, a shimdizzle. We're going to make a super shims. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make a shimmer. So if you want shimmer, you can have shimmer. I'm not a fan of shimmer. Oh, by the way, it's going to be dimmable shimmer. So it's adjustable shimmer. It's shimmer just the way you like it. It's like Burger King. I would like my shimmer without the pickles and the tomatoes. That's what I would like. You got me? That's what we're going to do. Dimmable shimmer. Maybe. We'll see if it works. Remind me of that because I talked about it and I've ordered the parts and I just want to make sure we cover it later if it happens to work. I'm going to have my boy design the body and it's going to be... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it so it can hang from an Ecotech mount. That'd be novel. Speaking of calc, got my replacement Avast Marine calc stir replacement motor, but the wires are 2 black and 1 red and 1 blue. My original motor I'm replacing had 2 red, 1 black, and 1 yellow. Weird. It's using a stepper? Man, I ain't gonna point fingers. But this right here is my $55 calc stirrer. So there's that. That's how I'm going to roll. We'll talk about that in a minute. I used 4 noopses. We'll just call them Sykes Pro 2 over my 125. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with those noops. I'm psyched for the V3. I want to talk to those nice noops people and see if they'll let me borrow one of their production or their pre-productions or their somethings units or their demo, whatever. I'll pay for shipping. Oh, yeah, I got 2 lights back here I got to test. One's mine. And I better hurry up, or I'll be giving it away. I won't be able to return it. I'll probably be giving it away. And I got somebody else's light back here, one of those pop blooms that I got to take care of those. I've been slacking. I had to work on we'll get to that. I had to work on the Civic. I didn't see any UV diodes. I looked, Gabe. That's so funny because you wouldn't see them. It's invisible. It's below the visible spectrum. Cracking me up, dude. I like to post about that infomercial that was shared. What I do is sometimes I'll post I'll be a sasshole, right? You know I'm a sasshole. That's what I do. And I will post things just to see what happens, right? That was one of them. There's been a couple others. What I like to see is that is a little Bentley action. What I like to see is how often are they like sent to somebody else? That one got sent. I'm sure it did. That, we'll get to that. I think, no, that's a story. That thing, whatever. Once we get to this guy. What the hell? Like we don't know? Like we don't know what's happening? Come on. Hope all of you are well in this amazing undersea world of Jimbo's batshit crazy long form YouTube visual podcast. Noopsy 3. Yep. Really interesting. I already mentioned. I'm interested. I like those little noobs. I'm not a fan, and I've talked about this, right? I'm not a fan of beam expander lights, right? Because you're going to get shadowing. But man, the spectrum and the spread and the oomph coming out of that Noop 2 was impressive. Whatever. That's my favorite budget light. Even though I don't like beam expander lights. The Nicrew's good. And the Viper Spectra. Right there. It is a budgeteer pick. But that Noop's kind of cool. Bluetooth with decent apps. So they're either going with a different remote or maybe mobile. Don't know yet. We'll see. Oh, Bert's trolling me. I know I want all the shimmer. Oh, you could call it the shimizzies for shizzle. That's what I'm talking about. Monster Tank. Oh, yeah. See, Phil's got some stuff going on. The Shimir. Shimazzle. Are you man? Lynn, you bought online? What happened? Did you have a weak moment? Shimwow. Gabe's got the winner right there. The shim wow. I like that a lot. The shimmer dimmer shimmer. I am a little dimmer. Thanks, Mom. The shim wow. That's off the his A. I like that. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, if Scott wants, I'm more than happy to. And we could do it however we want, right? I'm not looking for a handout from Scott, but if Scott wants to send me something, I'll pay shipping. If Scott wants to do a giveaway, I'll do that. Whatever he'd like to do, I'm more than willing to support. I like that little light. I even like that stupid remote it came with the V2. I was cool with that. I don't understand what the problem was. Besides, you set your stupid light and then you're done. Why you got to fiddle with the thing? Don't fiddle. What up, Kay? Josh, future project, budget DIY, roller mat. Man, look, I don't even run. I'm barefoot. I don't even have socks in my tank. My tank is a nasty freaking mess. I'm sure filtering out your junk is the right way to do it. I just don't do it. So for me to very simply, and it would be very simple to DIY a roller mat, I don't know. Let me think about it. Christian. Got it. Christian it is. Thank you for that. Getting closer. Phil's making new stuff. What up, Cam? Good to see you, sir. NS Frankenstein. Parts from other name Brendan. So they were super clear about it, right? In the infomercial. Oh, my God. That infomercial. Freaking Mark sold his soul. So, this goat. Man, I hit this place up near me to get one of the cars tinted. I guess I got to do mine. I haven't done that yet. I got to schedule that. That freaking goat it was beautiful. It had the best paint job I've ever seen on any car ever. It was glass. It was perfectly smooth. And it was wrapped. They clear wrapped that thing to protect it. It was beautiful. They had to start it up to move it out of the way to get my car out. Holy crap. That thing was amazing. So nice. So nice. Frag tank. It's still alive. I still have a frag tank. It looks pretty good. It's doing okay. What are we talking about? Mahina. I see it. Yeah. Yeah, that goat is freaking beautiful. Yeah, that's Luca, Adam. Luca and I have been talking, and that's what I've been playing with. That's what I just installed on my tank today, that slurry. Because Lucas, he's a chemi. He's a chemical engineer. He knows what's up. He ain't playing. He ain't guessing. And he knows what he's putting in his tank because, he came up with it. So, yeah, Luca knows what's up. And he and I talk. And he's playing with some other stuff, too. And I'm really excited about what he's going to do for the hobby because he's a hobbyist. And he gets it. He's not a marketeer. He's not peddling anything. He is going to help the hobby. And then maybe peddle later. I need a hang on the back filter roller for my 40-gallon breeder. No, you don't. You don't need that, Bert. Guessing we are not talking about a real goat. I'm sorry, my age is showing. Oh, who wants some coasters? Everybody loves some coasters. Look at this. Bahama Llama coasters. Y'all need some coasters. You hit a brother up. I'll take care of you. Let me know. I like making coasters. I have several to make. Maybe I'll put those on my Etsy. Should I do that? Should I put those on my Etsy too? I could probably do that. Yeah. Hey, Adam. Cool. Go tell Luca that he should be on the stream because he's been doing some live stuff here and there on Instagram. I sent him everything that he needs to go live with me. Or to go live himself or go live with anybody, but I'd love to have him on and talk through some of the stuff that he is doing because that guy is a wizard, and I like wizards because they're not going to lead you astray. They're just going to point you in the right direction, let you fumble along, and help you when you need it. Yeah. So tell Luca he needs to come on the show. He and I talked about it today. Oh yeah. Hey, a Home Depot mesh. No, Home Depot frame. Right. That's a window screen and window screen frame and IKEA clear mesh. Cheap, works still. No corrosion, no nothing. That thing's awesome. And that's a Blaze X Mini. It has the slowest pulse width modulation of any light I've ever seen ever. Like, it's like blam, 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 blam. You can't take a picture with it. But the tank's happy underneath it. I obviously can't see that flash. Only my phone can. Makes me want to barbecue goat shish kebab. Don't you have something dirty to share on the IG? Why are you wasting your time with a goat shish kebab when you could be posting some Burt Dirty on the IG? Yeah, Matt, Luke is a good dude. I like him. So this is my Space Invader, and I'm gonna be cutting this thing up some because it's too big. It's taking over too much of the tank. So we're gonna have some frags. What's a Space Invader frag going for? Somebody go look up don't go to one of the fancies. Don't go to like local club. What's a normal retail Space Invader going for? I'd like to know that. Yo, Pink Floyd Chalice. This thing's stupid happy. If you want some of this, I can hook you up with that too, especially if you're local. If you're local, this is easy. I got pieces of this already. I love this little coral. Window screen frame. It's been great for me. Running over a year, 0 issues. Yeah, it's good. It works. Jim, tell us more about your... just in time, Braveheart. Just in time. So we know we talked about Chris Cleveland, that he was the original designer of the turbulent flow nozzle that resides on Thingiverse, right? So I got to talking with Chris, and Chris is a design wizard. So actually, this is a prototype. I probably shouldn't show this, but this is the big horse that I've been playing with. So he has some other ones too that I printed. Actually, I should have brought one of those up because I have one of those on my tank downstairs. So yeah, these are cool and they work. And I'm pretty excited about them. They come in a 4 or 5 blade, 5 vein, right? 4 or 5 vein, various size. There's a 1/2 inch and 3/4, and the STLs are always free, and we'll print them. That was a lot of ands. My bad. Oh, there's a stubby too. There's a stubby and a big. So these will be on my Thingiverse. Or no. Well, these are already on Thingiverse. So if you want the STLs, just hit me up and I'll send you a link to the Thingiverse. The STLs are free. If you want to print your own, have at it. Do it. I mean, Bird, I'm used to it, man. I mean, it's cool. I got that. But I'll sell these on my Etsy. And Chris and I got a deal. He's going to print. I'm going to print. And we'll sell it at a hobby price. Shipping's like $8, and that's going to be built into the price, so you'll know straight up what you're paying for. But that's the easiest way for us to move them is those single price USPS blah blah boxes thingies. So or the envelopes, whichever. So I'm going to do a shipping test with a 1/2 inch and 3/4. I'll mail it to somebody, and maybe we do that. I mean, we could do that for a giveaway, but that's kind of a cheesy giveaway. Maybe print some more stuff, go along with that. But and then we'll see. And then I'll put it up on my Etsy, and you can have at it because they are appropriately priced for what they are. Cool. One similar came with my water box, but it doesn't have holes for pulling in tank water around the side. Yeah, that's called Venturi, Taylor. So what that does is, airplanes use this. So water is pushing through the center. This is the random in a random nozzle. So, which is not random. It's just circular, not random at all. So water pushes through the middle, and it creates a suction. So water then is pulled through these inlets, and that action is called Venturi, and then that water combined with the nozzle water, the water that's coming through the hole, hits these veins, these guide veins, and rotates the waters. So you have a rotating cone of water coming out of this nozzle, which then interacts with the glass and the stuff in your tank and whatever and bounces back. And that's the perception of randomness. You just got to get Insta. Put some Insta on there. Can you talk to me if you don't know? You don't. And check my, I don't know. Schnozzle and a dual fan holder. And a Pectinia frag. We'll figure it out. Just get on Insta. Dadgummit. That's what we got to do. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Make a fake Insta account. Don't make it public. And then DM me. You can do that, right? Or find my Etsy. What's my Etsy called? I can't remember. Telegram Trinkets. Look that up. TELEGRAHAM Trinkets. All one word. And see if you can message me through the app. That might work. Scott, I will not be buying the Sky. No way in hell. I've already aggregated the data that I need to know what it is and how it works. I'm good. This is the little tank that sits over here. This little freshwater tank. That's super, super cool. It's starting to get cleaned up. I put a couple fish in there. One jumped. Jerk. One didn't make it. Jerk. And that's the one fish. Oh, there's also a little Placostomus in there. Keeping things clean. But I like that little tank. That's one of my 2 freshwaters. I was playing with a microscope this week, and I thought this was freaking awesome. That's not bacteria. That's an algae. It's an interesting algae that lives in my tank, and I don't know why it's there. But I do like it. I think it's pretty cool. This was a, what was I using? I was using a Zeiss something. I really like that. I really like that microscope. See this light? Man, I got a lot of hate for this one. This one was this one went off. How come I can't see nothing? That's weird. This one went, all the comments are gone? No. This one went all sorts of nuts. People got super hung up on this fake ass picture of this tank. But if you go over to Reef Breeders, you can find this light for $70 or something. So I just bought it from the OEM source on AliExpress. So I'm looking forward to playing with this. I don't get it. I got a lot of hate for that one. Dude was like, oh, look at the tank is fake. It's false advertising. I was like, bruh, read the description. Look at the other pictures. It's just, it's just a Photoshop tank picture. It's not that big of a deal. Look at what it is. I mean, you can go buy the $70 one if you want. That's cool. Crazy. I mean, too much? Maybe. Display. Oh, I've since moved some stuff around. Filters for the KHD. It comes with a little Honda filter. I was like, I need a whole bunch. You know what happens is the stupid anemone gets sucked into the filter, and it throws off my test results. Jerk numb. But picked up a bunch of filters for the KHD. How many people we got hanging out? 53. Good, great, googly boogly. Yeah. So this is Chris's logo for his nozzles, his turbulent flow nozzles, and I really dig them. And they're shiny too. Look how shiny they are. Mine are shiny. When I print them, they're shiny. It's special. I guess I could heat treat them and dull them out. I'm thinking that's what VCA does. I don't know. Budgeteer stickers. You're making me cross my mental streams a little bit there, Josh. I suppose I could. I haven't been a sticker guy. Maybe. Can you get stickers? Well, let me see. I'll see what I can do. I don't come on. It wouldn't be random. Taylor, it is not random. It's not at all random. It's not random. None of the nozzles are random. It's just random. The name is random. That's it. The nozzle itself is not random. Waiting on them lights. Ordered custom. I'm excited about that. Coral Connoisseur just got his today, I think. The Sky don't need a review. Philips Coral Care. So almost, Nelson. I'm with you. And I'm like almost. And we'll talk about that in just a second. Giant Emerald Crab. What up, Swiss Parks? Shinazis. Hook up to half-inch lock line. They hook up to quarter. They hook up to. Oh, they can. They hook up to half-inch, three-quarter, and we can absolutely scale up to half-inch. So whatever. So yes, three-quarters, yes. Half-inch, yes. And custom, yes. PVC, yes. Long and stubby, whatever you want. Why do you think BRS stopped their tank cycle testing to see if bacteria in a bottle works and if you need it? I asked, and Ryan gave me a go-away answer. Oh, that's interesting. Awkward pause. Why would they stop their tank cycle testing to see if bacteria in a bottle works? Were they comparing different bacterias? Were they comparing Brightwell to Tim's to Fritz? They wouldn't be using Fritz, would they? Were they comparing? Yeah, Kyle. Somebody mentioned that. Maybe it was you. Somebody mentioned that. I wanted a bigger filter. Mine's C light too, so they get a little funky. But I wanted a little bit bigger. I like the bigger filters because it's easier for me to get the air out. Because I put the filter under the water, and then I get the air out on both sides of the filter. That way, when I hook it up to the line, no air gets in that line. Does that make sense? It's easier. I appreciate that, BC. What's up, Casual? Oh, stickers or decals. Do you have one of those cool sticker roller thingies? I saw one of those recently. Shirts for sale. Josh, already have shirts for sale. I'll leave it in the description of this video. That's where this came from. I've got whatever. I got a couple up there on wherever the hell I sell my shirts, which I can never remember. Okay, let me get back to this. Sorry, I'm going to get caught up in reading and blah, blah. Okay, dear God, this thing. Okay, the cool stuff. Ready? I like a panel light. I really do like a panel light. That's why I like the Mitras, because it's almost a panel light, because it's got 6 individual pucks, so it distributes the light nice and evenly. It does a pretty good job. That's why I like panels. This is a panel. So is a Viper Spectra. Just saying. This is a panel. This panel has 8 rows, just like the CoralView Gen 1, or not CoralView, CoralView Philips, right? CoralView markets it, Philips Coral Care Gen 1. The Gen 1 had 8 rows. The Gen 1 will also tell you what diodes they used. Now, I don't know the diode mix, and what I can tell you is the diode mix between this and... this had to have been a typo, but I love this. It's a little different, certainly. It's different than the Coral Care. Oh, was that a Gen 1 I compared it against? I don't know. We're going to get to it here in a minute. I dig panels. Diffuse makes sense to me because, right? I think it's more for aesthetics. I think it just looks nicer to have a diffused panel. Neptune is using small optics, right? Plastic optics. It's an optics sheet with a 100 and you know what? That's probably 120 cutoff, somewhere around there. It's more than 90. It's probably 120 degree cutoff, so light doesn't get out past 120 degrees. That way they can control the photons, right? So it's got this cool little sheet that sits over top, and it's plastic, and it's Philips patented. Certainly not Neptune. It's a little smaller than the Gen 1, smaller than Gen 1, Gen 2. The sky is smaller, but it is very much built like the Gen 1 Philips Coral Care. If you find the pictures of the teardowns, of the disassemblies of the Philips, it's almost this. Different screw holes, but it's almost this. Remember, this is a smaller board. But diffusion, I think, is unnecessary, and I think it's totally for aesthetics. I think it's for us. I don't think it's for Coral. I don't think it's for the tank. I think it's for us because it looks cooler than like raw LEDs in little lenses. Another cool thing I thought, you can get rid of this orange thing and you can swap it out with a black or a gray thing, or maybe 3D printer people like me can make you a new one that says whatever you want on this. But I mean, that's a selling point. Like, they use that for as a selling point? That's odd. Okay, marketing stuff. The stuff that they were just totally full of crap of. Or with. Or whatever. I got a diffused panel down there somewhere for the Viper Spectra. UV LED enhanced color pop. UV LED enhanced color pop. First, UV, you can't see it. It's below the visible spectrum. So your UV ain't making your corals pop. Your violet does. Your low blues do. But UV don't. So they don't know what the hell they're saying. That's marketing for we have 405 nanometer. That's what that means. That's above the UV. Whatever. Has Neptune blacklisted me? I don't know what that means. Shimmies. Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Pop. Yeah, Media's soda lime pellets. Yeah, you can get that from dive shops, totally. You got talking CO2 scrubbers at all? No, I run an outside line. So I have one from Maker of Things. Check out the Instagram account, Maker of Things. Wait, you're not on Instagram? Dude, get an Instagram. So Maker of Things hooked me up. I did a giveaway with a CO2 scrubber. I have one, and it's hooked up, and it doesn't change because I'm pulling outside air. It's only there if my outside air line falls off. But yeah, that's that Media. Oh, I gotta scroll up. I missed some stuff, right? So yeah, UV enhanced color pop. Like I said, what the hell does that mean? That's not legit. Plastic lenses, because it doesn't have UV. 200 watts. It's actually 219 watts, and that's what the power supply can supply, but I don't know what the light is pulling at Spectrum. Nor could I get the dude who's local, who has two of them, to fess up. He was like a robot. So I am absolutely certain Neptune goes, here's your talking points, and here's what you can say now that the light's been released. This light can replace 2 Radeon XR30s. Oh, by the way, this light can replace 2 Radeon XR30s. Oh, hey, have I mentioned that this light can replace 2 Radeon XR30s? Oh, and my T5s, I took them down too. Come on! That's all the dude would say. This light is so awesome. Can you quantify that awesome, sir? Please? Thanks. What do you got? You got any data? My corals are growing faster. You sure? Ms. Yes Splendor, that is not what they're saying. They're actually saying that the color... That's not what they're saying. I hear you. But, oh, hey, they also don't have UV. So there's that. Here you go. Here's a fun one. I love this one. UL and CE certified. This is a selling point. This is right off of their damn webpage. That light is neither UL nor CE. The power supply made by Meanwell, which is a 36-volt power supply, is UL and CE stamped, but I don't really know if it's certified. Because if you go to UL Product IQ, which is the UL listing for everything that has a UL, and you type Neptune, nothing. This just the power supply that they bought for somebody else is UL and CE certified. The light is not. Fools. The shimmies. Okay. And Ecotex mount, which I'm kind of figuring. I don't know how I feel about that. Right? It's a dick move. I mean, Terrence pulled a dick move. They're like, you know what? Everybody, Ecotech got a nice mount. Let's just use that. But to charge you $30, what are they listed under? Tell me, Adam. I want to know. I want to see what they got. They're not listed under Neptune for UL. Is there a parent company? Hook a brother up. $30 for a hanging kit makes that light $900. Yeah, I don't get it. It's Aquatic something something. All right, cool. Thank you. I checked their listing at EB8 when I bought it. Looking forward to that because I got some poking around to do. I want to see some stuff. So that's how I feel about that. This is the spectrum taken directly from their website. You'll note a lack of 660 red, which is whatever. I don't know how I feel about that. I can absolutely deal without 660. I run a lot of blue bars, and I think Neptune's legally a DBA. Oh, interesting. Parent company. I'd like to know who owns them. But you'll also notice that the 450, it's actually like 445-ish. 450 peak is super, super narrow. It's thin because it's really lacking a number of 470s, which are right here, and this chunk of I don't know, what'd I say? 430s, 445s. Alexa just heard me say something. This is 450, so this is 430-ish, and this is 405-ish, right? So super thin, a lot of 450 for pop. This is absolutely a pop light. I mean, 470 will give you almost the same thing. I'm just surprised to see this so narrow. By the way, this is not UV. I think we've covered that. Do you think we've covered that? That's 405 nanometers. It's visible. So what I did was I went ahead and I bought me some 405s and some 425s because it's really close to 430. And I'm going to re-LED the Viper Spectra and slap ourselves a Frosty Frost on there and see what we can do. I want to see if I can beat that Spectrum with how much the Viper Spectra costs. I can't remember. So I'm just going to pull a bunch of the whites. Yeah, totally reminds me of the Red Sea as well because I tested Lynn's Red Sea 90 just like that. So this is a comparison. So here's what's fun. So you can go on BRS's. I'm handy in Photoshop, right? You can go on BRS's YouTube, and you can take a sweet screenshot of their Philips Coral Care V2 with the ATI Blue Plus overlay, and then take this, align 2 points along that x-axis, and then scale the y-axis to be the same as the other two in this UmberTech spectrometer graph that Bulk Reef Supply released. And that's it. That's what Bulk Reef Supply is going to show us when they do their tests. I'm really looking forward to seeing how close I got. Because if you get all up in there, you can see that blue spike at 450 is way more, well, it's not way. It is more narrow than Coral Care 2. But it's certainly, and this is Coral Care 2 with, which I just don't get. Coral Care 2 is whiter. So all of this is white. So I have to assume that this 450 is much higher in comparative intensity than the 450 that's coming out of the Philips, because they had to do something. And then the Philips doesn't have this action here, this 405 nanometer action. So that's a change. I don't know. My guess is that 450 is a healthy peak. So let's look forward to the BRS video, and we'll see how close Jibbo got with his Photoshop. We talked about these. I want to make a big one because that's what I see. I always see the big random flow VCA jobbers. I think I want to make one just because. I probably won't make one because it doesn't need to be big to work. Was working on the car, and I was lacking a little 410 nanometer, or a little, see, there we go, lacking a little 10 millimeter, like everybody does, and it pissed me off, but I found it. And video of the tank, and then calc slurry. We can get into that a little bit. This is how much my calc stir costs. So, an MJ 1200, and the OXO container, and a $4 Murloc bulkhead will get you this. So what we need to know is the temperature of the water in here, which I'm going to check later, because Lucas says the warmer the water, the more it'll precipitate, and the more the pump will get a little gummy. So I'm interested to see how long, I mean, it's right here, right? I'm interested to see how long an MJ is going to last inside a calc slurry solution, which is a substantial amount of calc per liter. But I can get to that too. That's it. Wait, there was one more that I just posted. Oh, I got some talking to do. See, I'll get to see that. And then this. And a little bit of Space Invader action to leave you from our Instagram fun. Okay, what are we talking about? What do I want to talk about? Pretty happy with how the coral cares are growing coral in my frag tank. You got a Gen 1 or Gen 2, Phil? Battling a bit of dinos currently, which has caused my acros to stall out and look pissed. Ugh, always something. Roger that. I got a little bit of that going on too. What's up, Tristan? MJ 1200 OG. Yeah, you know what? I like the MJs. Those are really good pumps. Whoever that new company is, and I think it's Marine Depot who sells them. Those pumps are great. I don't know if anybody else is selling them. I didn't look at BRS, but Marine Depot selling them, and those things work really, really well. Swift Sparks, I believe calc stirs are so stupidly priced, and we still buy them. I don't know. I don't get it. Hope I have not missed much. Are we going to talk about the new Sky? Hey, Tristan. So, yeah, we did. Yeah, Gen 2. So I like the Gen 2 Spectrum. It's a little fatter, right? It offers a little more white, which I'm kind of cool with. And I don't think it'll show well. Let me see. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, it's a little funky. Is it funky? Oh, no, that shows up okay. So this outer blue is the Gen 2. So it has, whatever, it has decent color. I bet the white is pretty intense when you turn that up. You can confirm that. But it's interesting how, I don't know. It's interesting how this was all channels 100%. This is what's shown on their webpage. So it's not like I screwed around with this image or anything. Right there on the actually, I mean, I show that picture. Right there on the Neptune site. This, right? That's it. All right, with all LEDs set to 100%. Kind of skinny. All right, we can be done with that. I don't get the value of the sky. Metal halide. I wonder how many people he approached, right? Because Mark Levinson's going to have to get off metal halide. There's just not going to be available by the end of 2023. He's got to do something. So why not? Why not Neptune reach out and say, "Yo, Mark, how about we hook you up with 3 of them? $3,000. Come on. Whatever. $2,700. I think the only human. Well, so look, if you have a Radeon Blue, all channels would be at 100%, and then you just vary the master intensity to get you the par that you want, right? Reef Bright, or not Reef Bright, the Red Sea 90. You could run that thing all channels 100%, and just vary the intensity, because it still gives you a pretty deep, not a decent spectrum, but it gives you the spectrum that you could work with. This thing, all channels 100%. The blue, right, Radeon Blue, all channels 100%. Unless you like a normal light, all channels 100%. What'd I miss? I am so far behind. Could have used a diaphragm pump for the calc stirrer. Yeah, so we use diaphragm pumps in pharmaceutical as well. My preference would be a piston pump. If I was going to do it, I'd use a rotary piston, because it can handle handle viscous solutions. If I'm just turning calc slurry, I'm certainly not going to go with a diaphragm pump, because that's going to be expensive for what I want it to do. I really don't have a good solution other than a reasonable speed, whatever. I'm just going to throw an MJ in there, and I'm going to see how long it lasts. That's what I'm going to do. There's probably a better way, and I just don't know it. You got other SPS sticks you can frag, so we can make it worth it. What you talking about? How come my mouse stopped working? It's going to suck if I can't drive my mouse, right? There it goes. Sanjay. Yep, Sanjay runs all channels 100%. But if Sanjay had the blue, the XR30 blue, he'd run all channels 100%. He likes the whites. I know that. I've watched I've listened, but I don't know. We will give you lights, but you have to make the corner. Oh my God. Look. Do you know what you know what Phil's talking about? Can you see that on here? I don't know how to do that. Oh wait, here it is. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh wait. Not that. Not that. Oh yeah, look at that control. This! Like, holy crap. You know Terrence wasn't driving anywhere. You know he didn't pull over. And you know he's using an iPhone 12, by the way. And he and Mark did this video. It's on YouTube. And it's horrible. It's like, oh, hey, can we talk about the sky? And I'm going to pretend this isn't scripted, and the questions weren't vetted beforehand, and that's just terrible. This guy, getting this guy on LED is a good move for this guy. But this video isn't good for anybody because it's just so damn fake. Okay. That's the video. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done showing this. It's going to piss me off. I didn't mean to close that. It was... like... I work with this dude who was so a butthole dangler from the contractor that he would hire, such that another dude that I worked with, who worked with both the contractor and the butthole dangler, said, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like the contractor has pictures of this guy in compromising positions. That's what that video felt like. It was a little cheesy. Scott, why am I the ground not the greatest? What are you talking about? Yeah, I hope Mark's doing okay. I don't get it. Whatever. I just don't get it. I don't know how you put yourself in a position to be that blatantly dangly. Like, it just feels super dangly. Cornball level 100. A chicken rotary motor for a calc stirrer. Tristan, that's where I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking even a paint stirrer, right? A basket paint stirrer, a plastic with a stainless rod or whatever, or all plastic, or I could 3D print one for that matter. But something through here with a little bit of a gasketed grommet and then a motor mount up here. So it always spins it. That's what I think could do. So I like how you're thinking. I talked to Luca about that because I'd like to put a basket paint stirrer in there. I think would work really well. The main ATI issues, they're horribly backordered. 2-3 months? 2-3 months on an ATI panel? Is that right? Do I have other SP? I don't have any. Okay, I don't have anything good because they all died. And I don't know if I'm ready yet. And when I'm ready, I'm gonna beg Lynn and then give her money. ATI LEDs. See, I haven't used them. I hit up ATI, and I've talked about this. I was like, hey, let me pay shipping both ways for a demo unit so I could test it, please. They're like, no, but here's an ICP test. They didn't send it to me. They was like, if you'd like to receive an ICP test and then post 3 times about it, say nice things, we'd be more than happy to do that. I'm like, no, jerks, how much you light? I'll give it back, I promise. Gen 2 weight, right? So that's what they did. They took that Gen 1 board, 8 rows of LEDs, and they slapped a couple fans on there, and they called it a thermal management system, and they made it lighter. Where do I get your dosing pump RO? Is it fittings? Casual Reef Geek? Is that what you're asking me? Dose pump RO fittings. I get them from Bulk Resupply. They got a great selection of Murloc, and it's way cheaper than the, I can't remember the fitting name at Home Depot that are just like gold-plated. I was like, why are these so expensive? BRS sells Murloc at a good enough price. So that's where I get mine. 5 Gen 1s. There it is. Okay. How about a hamster on a wheel? What about a Gilligan bike? I think a Gilligan bike will work, right? Stirred out, yes. Strattons are at least 2-3 months right now from ordering. Shipping from Germany is horrible. That reminds me, because you know I use HW. And I've been watching the HW. I've been watching the supply. Now I have a couple boxes and a partial in my garage. So I've got 2 new and a partial. They're down to 197 units of HW Marine Reefer. There were 1,100. But when them other Germans ran out of salt, this is one of the ones that people went to. Sitting at 197 right now. I've been watching the stock. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, John Guest. Those things are stupid expensive. Oh, yeah. Oh. And then there was the statement from Bulk Resupply. I don't want to go there. I don't need to go there. Where they said how Neptune doesn't rebrand other lights and stuff. I was like, bruh. And that was before they came out. That's before Neptune released a Philips light. I mean, what about the Fuge light? The Fuge light is rebranded. Whatever, I don't get it. U.S. Plastic for fittings. Yeah, whatever. It's easy for me to go both. Feel like the sky is a great light. I don't know why. You feel like the sky is a great light, but I feel that I would argue that Philips does not need savings, right? Philips doesn't need to be saved. Philips is strong. This is just a small little. This is a small thing for them. I don't know. What's everybody's take? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go with this light? You think it's going to sell like crazy? You think people are going to ditch their Gen 5 XR30s for skies? Carlos getting the salt. Man, that's prison trading material right there. It's just so interesting to see how, I don't know, the marketing engine around Neptune is so strong. It's just so full of crap. People get it, right? People get it. Yeah, totally a tiny project. Philips does not need savings. You'll sell well. Interesting. I'll be picking up the G5. Yeah, see? Carlos be picking up the G5. Lynn be picking up the G5. I wish Ecotech stopped calling their freaking UV, because it ain't UV, it's violet, but whatever. If they change that, I'd be cool. I got one downstairs. Hell, I got like 8 of them. I don't know where they are. They're in a box. Is it 8 or 6? 1, 2. Oh, yeah, there's probably 7 XR30s in the basement somewhere because I bought a bunch used. One day I'll get a big tank. I don't know. One day I'll get a big tank. Neptune fanboys. No HW in Canada. Yeah, that sucks, Cam. What do you get? You get Red Sea Blue? Because that'd be fine. So, if you want to play with calc, if you want to play with calc slurry, if you want to play with calc in general, please do. That's what you should be dosing. That should be your first dose. Don't be doing 2-part if you can do calc, because there's no reason to do 2-part if you can do calc. Only dose calc or 2-part if your tank can support it, right? You got to be dropping like 0.5 DKH in a 24-hour period without dosing. And then you can start dosing. That kind of makes sense to me. Maybe a little less. But if you're dropping 0.5, you should absolutely be dosing. And the first thing you should dose is calc. Get yourself an OXO container. You can with a little 1.1 BRS peristaltic. That's nice and cheap. You can buy those on eBay for super cheap, like $40, maybe less. And mix up your 2 teaspoons per gallon of saturated calc. Shake it up in a container. Pour it in here and dose it. Don't put it in your ATO. Don't do that. But if you want to get fancy and your tank is absolutely uptaking more alkalinity than saturated calc can support, then dabble in Luca's calc slurry business. Oh, where's my phone? I can tell you what I'm doing. So remember I said 2 teaspoons per gallon of calc, right? That's saturated kalkwasser. What I'm doing right now, that's 2. I said 2. Right now I'm doing 17.1 teaspoons per gallon in the slurry. So 2 is saturated, and that's what you should try. If you want to start getting fancy, you can start adding calc, but you got to keep it moving, right? With maybe with a 1200. But you got to keep that moving. Right now I'm doing 17.1. Dose a little bit. Every 10 minutes it doses. So we'll see how that goes. That is the foundation of my dosing. And then if I can slowly move off 2-part, I save 2 doser heads, and I'm just dosing calc alone to take care of calcium and alkalinity, and I'm good to go. I think that's something I want to try. What's up, Angry Owl? Stratton. I would really like to try a Stratton. Aquaforce is good. I've mentioned it before. A buddy of mine, Shane, runs Aquaforest. And for a while, once that I remember, it was hard to get in the U.S. for whatever reason. Other than that, I think it's a good product. Yeah, I'd really like to try a Stratton. I need to find somebody local with one. Lynn, we don't know anybody, do we? Would you just calculate the daily drop in powder form or dose it in concentration? Anthony, so if we're talking about alkalinity drop over a 24-hour period, so you measure at like 6 p.m., and then measure the next day at 6 p.m. and see what that drop is. And then there's and I've posted it before, and it's in the description of other videos, that if you take a look at some of the online calculators that can help you determine how much calc you should add, which is saturated lime water, then you can figure out how much you need to add every hour or every 10 minutes or every half hour or whatever you can do with a doser. Maintain that almost constant dose of calc to that total volume that calculator says. So if the calculator says you got to add 8 ounces of kalkwasser over a 24-hour period because that's how much you dropped in 24 hours, then break that out in milliliters and decide how much to dose every hour, every half hour, every 10 minutes, something like that. Later, Cam. Reading. See, I was thinking I need to take a look at Aquaforest. That's interesting. As long as the supply is good, I need to look up the salt. What's the alkalinity of the salt? That's all I really care about. I need something that's like 8. Tropic Marin carbocalcium. I don't buy any Tropic Marin stuff because the supply in the United States just sucks so bad. So I just don't want to. I just don't want to make friends with Tropic Marin and then get dumped because I can't buy that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just so hard to get. I need something that I can always get. What would be good starting dose of calc with a 0.08, 0.08, none. Don't dose at all. Not with a 0.08. If it was 0.8, then we'd have a different conversation. But 0.08 is within the error rate of any measuring device that you're going to use for the hobby. 0.08 is no DKH drop at all. So now measure your DKH drop over 1 week's time and see what you get. Poto has on there high-end acro display, crazy text, colors, interesting. Yep. Poto's got some nice looking stuff. I really like how they take their pictures too. Pieces of the Ocean, their pictures are accurate, which I appreciate. Temperature in my room is at the same as the aquarium. I got no evaporation. Well, that's just crazy. That's just crazy talk, sure. Sure. It's a shame you can't use a calc stir using tank water. Yeah, but your tank's going to evaporate, right? So if your tank's evaporating anyway, then you could just dose calc, and then you'll just use less ATO coming out of a different container. So you don't need to use salt water if you could just use ATO as your, I mean, assuming you have evaporation. Monsieur Splendor says he does not have evaporation, which that would suck. Drip and concentrate, 2 teaspoons per gallon. 2 teaspoons per gallon is not concentrate. That's saturated, right? That's the normal that you're supposed to, that's what you're supposed to have. Could I turn a 30-gallon drum that the calc is in into a calc stir? You could, but you got to be careful with it, right? Tropic Marin's supply chain was screwed up before COVID, right? Back when everybody was like, damn, all for Ephus is she's easy. You couldn't get it. It got to the point where you couldn't buy it pre-COVID, right? Tropic Marin had problems before COVID. Tropic Marin's supply chain sucks, and I wish they'd get a handle on it. Yeah, Tropic Marin does have low DKH, which is why I don't use that salt. I don't want to have to adjust my salt before I use it. That doesn't make any sense to me. Calquasser. Wait, holy crap. Great back in the day when I was doing routine water changes, but I quit and went ESV. Yeah, that makes sense to me, B. That's just not how I roll, though. So that's it. Yes, Anthony, dosing a more concentrated slurry. That's totally it. Yeah, Matt. Aquaforce did small bags. Giving up sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is still in the tank, right? So I've always done calc. And so not giving up on sodium hydroxide yet, but I will. So because that was supplementing my calc. So my calc was saturated calc, which is 2, right? Talked about 2 teaspoons per gallon. That's what I was dosing every 10 minutes. But now I've gone to the slurry, and all I've done was change my dosing to substantially less because it's dosing slurry. And then I'll slowly ramp that slurry dose up higher to the point where I can slowly drop off sodium hydroxide and 2-part to the point where I don't need them anymore because all I'm doing is dosing slurry. And then I'm going to talk Luca, the chemical engineer, into teaching us all how to add trace to our calc in a way that makes sense. That way we only have to dose one thing. I think everybody should go bug him and tell him that because that's what we need. 7.7, 8.3. See, that's perfect for me. Tropic Marin. Tropic Marin is like a hot girl on a working visa. Great while around, but once gone, too expensive. That's funny. Yeah, so in Aquaforce, right around 8 works. Once Tropic Marin struck that deal with bulk resupply. Ooh. So, casual reefing, do you have the HANA? It's not calibration because you can't calibrate that device, but can you check the checker? Because I have the check the checker solution, and mine comes in pretty solid, right? All of those things have measurement error. That's just how they function. You can't get around that. These are not precision devices. They're hobby grade. As long as you can check your checker, that's what I would do. If you're in spec based on the checker, then you're good to go. I really like saying that, by the way. But yeah, I check my checker quite often. It's just something I do because I have there's 2 vials, one clear and one not. And as long as the numbers jive, then you're good to go. You got to be careful with Hanna reagent and bacteria, because I think that's bacteria that grows in there. You just got to keep your nozzle clean. You got to keep that. You got to keep that little syringe thingy that you pull the blue out with. You got to keep that thing clean. Is pH the answer to all stability? No. pH is the answer. I know. I mean, we've all been taught to not chase pH. I always have. Whatever. I've always chased every number. I think to not chase is silly. I think it's lazy. I think you should have your targets, and you should nail your targets, and you should hold at your target. If that's called chasing, then that's what I do. But know where you want to keep your reef. Keep your reef stable at those numbers. And hold on, Tristan. I'll pull it up. And whatever. I chase. Hanna. Alkalinity checker. I'll call it calibration, but that's not what it was. That's not what it is. Let's see if it comes up with those two little valves. Yeah, it's right here. You got to have stability. Chase those numbers. Whatever your numbers are, pick your numbers, chase them, and then once you chase them, catch them and hold them. That's what I do. These things right here. See this little kit? It's a standard, and it's got that clear. How come you can't see? It's that clear and that blue. Use those. Right? $12. $12 to know if your Hanna works. I think $12 is perfectly acceptable. And I love that bulk reef. Look, Ball Freak. They're coming in at $12. Is that legit? Because that's good compared to... Yup. In stock. Go get you some. 47 of them. Sell them out. Quick. If you have a Hanna Alk checker, you should have this. Because how do you know it's right? I do. Checker. Kyle. All right. If you're going to dose slurry, wherever you're dosing that slurry, everybody get this? You get this skew? Because I can close this? Yes? If you're going to dose slurry, wherever that slurry is dripping in, right? Wherever you're hitting it. I'm in the UK. Well, figure it out, Tristan. High flow. There it is. You got to drip this into the high flow area. You got to have a power head down there. You got to have water moving. You got to make sure that you have that covered. Otherwise, it's going to precipitate and it's going to get a little funky. Hashtag check your checker. Oh, we forgot one. Did we talk about this? Have I talked about this on the stream? I can't remember. You know that stupid Reef Bright assembly that cost like $500 for 2 Reef Brights and a bracket or 4 brackets? So I was like, hey, kid, right? Because my kid's like 14. He's going to be 15. I'm like, hey, can we make something? Because he's really, really good in CAD. I'm actually blown away how good he is because I can't do that stuff. I'm like, hey, can we make something? I know this is super simple. He's like, yeah. I was like, you should see the earbud holder he designed. It's quite amazing. But anyway, I'm like, let's make this. This is made out of draft board, right? This is just wood. This is press board. But I'm going to make this out of acrylic. And I'll sell these cheap over on my Etsy too. So if you want to take 2 LEE bars, or if you want to take 4 LEE bars and get all big D fancy like the Reef Bright peoples, you can do that for cheap. And it's acrylic and it'll look nice. And it'll be any color you want. How about that? I'm not a fan of the... Well, I'm not a Reef Bright fan because that's a ripoff. But you also know, maybe, that I am not a fan of powder coating. Because all the Reef Bright crap is powder coated. It just chips off, falls in your tank. That's not cool. So there you go. That's what we're going to do. Did I talk about that? I don't think I did. I was super proud of the kid, right? He designed this. I was like, hey, man, do this. And at first try, fit right in there. Take the cover plate off the light, screw it on there, pinch in this draft board, and it worked. I was like, oh, let's make some more of these. What's up, Adam? Once I get my act together, I got this full-time job thing that gets in my way. No, the Etsy store, right now it's just those little Shroom Saver cups. It is, oh, here, I'll pull it up. I think it's Telegrams, Trinkets, or, yeah, that's right. Etsy. This is dumb radio right here. Boom, here it is. Nope, that's not right. That's not me. Oh, there I am. Chrome. Let me zoom out. So the Etsy is Telegram Trinkets. I can copy that. Just pay attention to it because I'll start putting up other stuff there. Oh, that's weird how it does that, right? But I mean a slurry reactor setup rather than a traditional calcium reactor. So look, Kyle, I think you can get to the point where you don't need a calcium reactor. I find a calcium reactor, although I think it's relatively easy to run, too complicated for me. I don't want to do it. It's just something else I'm going to have to keep care of and pay attention to. If I could just create a slurry, and that's exactly where I just went brain dead. That's where Luca's going because he doesn't need a calcium reactor anymore. So if you get to the point where you're dosing a slurry consistently without clogging your tubing, which is something you got to pay attention to, then you don't need a calcium reactor anymore because it'll keep up. And if you want to supplement with two-part, you could, but you may not have to. Par on the AliExpress. Reef Bright. Ali was $550 at the water. Reef Bright was $230. Yeah, that's about right. And I tested the bars. I tested the Orphic and the AliExpress and the Reef Brights. The Reef Brights have an insanely good spread. It is so good, there's no par. But also for $165, why the hell would you do that? When you can do $45. Right? Okay, last thing. I've talked about this before, and I'm going to do it. Hold on a second. Let me catch up. What's the plan to connect the central light? Oh, just a bracket. Just like Reef Bright does. It's just a bracket. Please hold. Do you think most frag racks or frag holders are rip-off? Yes, I do. There are some good ones. Ocean Box Designs. They make some nice frag holders, and they're beautiful, right? That's like art. I make my own because they're cheap. And I like those plastic-coated magnets because they've always treated me good. I'd love one of those brackets for $5. Oh, $5, Anthony Rodriguez. What's my favorite coral species? I miss my Disneys. My Disney kicked the bucket. I had really nice Disneys. They were beautiful. They were like orange and all sorts of different colors and purple. I miss that. I mean, they're around here. I shared them with local people. Like I gave them away. And I'll get it back once I'm comfortable with my ability to host acros again. I miss that Disney. I'd like to get that again. Last thing. I've been talking about this for a while, so I'm going to DNA sequence Microbacter 7 because I want to know what that crap is. I'm dosing it every day. I want to know what it is. And I'm also going to DNA sequence the evil of all evils. Oh, crap. My brain went dead again. What's that? What's that nasty bacteria stuff for bubble algae? This is me going slow because I'm dehydrated. We're going to DNA sequence that stuff too. So something that something that's worth sharing. I'd like to share that I will be funding. Hit up hey Kay, hit up Luca. Yeah, Vibrant. Thanks, Kyle. That's me gone stupid. I'm going to DNA sequence Vibrant and Microbacter 7. It is a slurry. It pumps just fine through a peristaltic. I'm doing it right now and it works good. It's a slurry. It's kind of thick.